welcome back to my channel. I am Shadow, and I have a new mini-series to show you guys. I've decided to do something that's going to challenge my building skills. So, it is called, Will It Work? Probably won't, but. So in here I have 4 different pieces of paper, and it has different categories. And so on each of these categories, I'm going to press out this button and fly up. I have a wheel spinner that has all the different blocks and stuff that I can do. And I'll explain it as I pick it. So let's get started with pick number 1. And it is stones. Okay, let's head over to the stone wheel. Okay, stone wheel here. The cool part about this is it has all these different stone types and every single part of each one of them. So like if you get granite, you get the polished and all the stairs and slabs and all that. So let's see what we get. Definitely. The spins are so long. And we get Cobble. Okay, I will write that down so I don't forget. And on to the next button press. Okay. Colors. Okay, onto the color wheel. The cool thing about the color wheel is, say you get orange. You get any orange block in the game. So wool, terracotta, glazed terracotta, glass. So it's gonna bring out the interesting aspects of it. So let's take the wheel spin here. Sorry. Pink. Okay, let's write that down and get on to the next button press. Okay, let's see what number 3 is gonna be. Wood types. Wood wheel coming up. Wood wheel here, and as you can see I have some cherry and some bamboo, so if I get either one of those two I'll be doing it in a 1.20 snapshot. So let's click it, and of course get one, you get everything for this part. Okay, crimson and pink, you know that might actually be nice. Okay, on to the next button press. We have 2 more left to choose between, so let's see what does the button say. And it is building type. Let's hit that wheel up. Here I have the building wheel with a whole bunch of stuff that most Minecrafters do end up building. I don't know what it sounds like here. And we're going to be building a lighthouse. Okay. That down and on to the last one, which is accents. The accent wheel here has every item that we've used in all the other wheel spins, and it has extra stuff like copper blocks and copper pieces. Let's see how this goes. That's good. Why is the sound not working? So weird. And we get Mangrove. Okay, the results are in. We're going to be building a lighthouse using cobble, pink items, crimson wood, and mangrove as an accent. So, the only thing to do is start building. We're here in another flat world. We're starting our build. So we got our bins of things behind us. So we got all the pink, all the mangrove, crimson. And I think I'm only going to use the first 4 for cobble because the green is going to mess up my colors. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is take some cobble, take some stripped crimson, and take some stripped mangrove, as well as the pink, concrete, and terracotta. And we're gonna just start right here. So let's just do a little pattern here. I think I'm gonna do 5. Let's just kind of wing it as we go. Okay, so I was very close. I just had to make it bigger. So let's go around and finish this. Yeah. And then, perfect circle. Now we figure out how high we go. So I was thinking that I'm gonna just use the wool to decipher how tall I want it. So I'm kind of just gonna wing it. The lighthouses are cones. So that means every second one we're gonna want to drop. I would say about, right? So we're just at 3. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take this around like this and make it all 3. So now that we have that done, we build the next layer. So it's just gonna be pretty similar. And then this layer is gonna go 2 up. And then the next layer is gonna go 2 up again. So I'm gonna go ahead and build this cobblestone kind of structure to get it up to where I want, because I might do 3 or 4 or 5. We'll see how it goes. Because if I want to get it relatively tall, I feel like it's going in too much. So I might swap it to 5. Yes, we swapped to 5. Okay, I will do that and be right back. Yeah, I'm liking the 5 high, and then something kind of like this. Right now it looks really ugly, but I'm kind of just doing testers. But now let's take it up to height. Now the next thing would be, we just have to slide everything back. Yeah, that looks about right. Let's go get another 5 in, and we got something like this. I went from cobble to pink wool because I did it once and I realized I didn't like it. So I got 5 floors, and then up here we'll do a big bell tower, which I think we're gonna just kind of take it from like here, here, here. And by bell tower, I mean like where they have the flashing light that spins. We'll have just like a fake one, but I think that should be okay. Let's start on that now. I think that's the bare bones of a pretty lighthouse. Yeah. And then now I can just go through and get the floor situated, the walls, figured out what I want for design, but that's the bare bones, and that roof is pretty much now it's perfect. Back after some progress, I got the main shape down. I'm going to do a little bit more texturing. So I got a little bit of the pink, we got our mangrove in, we got our warped, or our crimson, why am I saying warp? So, I think this is looking like a lighthouse. The next thing I'm going to do is, I started texturing in the concrete to wool. I mean, as best as this would go. This to here is nicer, so I just need to kind of fix this up a little bit. So I'm gonna hit up that. Yeah, I wanted to show a little bit more. I ran into some issues with 1.19.4 for replay mods, so I was kind of just goofing around doing some off-camera building. Got this done, but I've got it all figured out, and I actually had to fall back to 19.3. So for the texturing, I decided to have it concrete into wool, and then have it go all the way up to the concrete powder because I like the transition. I'm sure there's other things you could do for this. So I'm gonna pull the wool up a little bit more. I like it there, but I want it a little bit higher here. Oh, right, it's gonna do that all the way up. So if we do this to there. Oh, no, okay. get a little bit of wool action up in there, and that gives it a nice kind of flow. And so if you have it near an ocean, you could say that the water came up and splashed the wool some, turned it from concrete powder into wool, and then wool into concrete. I know that's not how it works, but you know, you have to use your imagination sometimes. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of copy that all the way around. The plan is to have the wool kind of go around in circles. So the wool kind of goes that way and then goes really far up. And then I will have the wool kind of cut down on this other angle here. And get into here, I think. Something along the lines of this. So that means I can probably pull some of this concrete out, because I want like one full section of the colors. Then if you're standing down here, this is bright, and then it goes into darker and darker and darker and lighter. Wait, that's not a word. Back into, it goes from dark to light, which I think is a really cool contrast. When you're standing like right here, it really looks this cool kind of contrast. I think the plan is going to be, we will see how this looks, but I'm thinking of doing some cobble here just to really take away the stark edges. They're not Ned Stark, just stark edges. Would that look better with the redwood? Let's check it. This has to get finished. So I'm gonna jump onto that and kind of just wrap it up. Throw a little time lapse of me ripping around texturing with the powder, the wool, and the concrete. See how it turns out. Okay, I'll be right back.
Nothing like I thought it'd be. Nothing can you promise me. Nothing like I thought it'd be. Nothing can you promise me.
Much better. I like how it turned out. I'm not sold on this yet. I might just do slabs. Let's try that. I like that. So if we do that all the way around, will that mess up how this transition looks? I think it might. You still see enough of it, but it kind of... Let me know in the comments what you would do. Would you slab these, or would you leave them bare? Because honestly, I'm not sure. I think I am going to leave it bare, only for the fact that it messes up these big walls. So I might do it like this on these side walls. It really draws your eye to the big pink part if your eye wasn't already drawn there. And then it makes this a little bit more subtle. I guess we could see how the mangrove would look. Oh, it does look better. Yes. Okay, so I'll go do that. And then be back. So now I'm just gonna go around and rip out all the ones I literally just placed, because, you know, sometimes you don't really know what you're getting yourself into, and that's normally how I build. I kind of just wing it, and then if I don't like it, I rip it out and change it. Okay, yes, I do like that. The mangrove edition is a nice touch. next up, this roof, I would think that a nice mangrove touch up here, because you're seeing so much pink coming up. So this mangrove would really be the perfect accent piece, in my opinion. Know what you're saying. And that's, but Shadow, you're supposed to use cobble. Why haven't you used any cobble yet? Well, I kind of I googled lighthouses, since I'm from the West Canada and I don't really see a lot of lighthouses around. So I'm gonna do a little shack out in front that it has the doorway here that's gonna be made out of cobble. All the ones I've seen are kind of like this. There's a door there and a door on this side. Don't know why there's two doors. Even if you aren't great at building, if you follow a pattern all the way through a building, it'll look like you actually know what you're doing. Fake it till you make it. Heyo. Yeah, so I got our one. We could probably, let's toss a window in here. That's you there. And that way it adds to the pattern instead of breaking up the pattern. I think that looks better. All right, with how this all looks out here, we're gonna have a walkway around the whole top floor and then a railing. Because if you look at lighthouse pictures, there is usually a walkway around the top. I decided to go with a square just because it's easier to set up. And then now I can go through and decide where I want my railing to go and what this inside will be. So if we do something a little bit different, as in it's got to be glass. Because if you have seen any of these lighthouses, they're always glass up top so that the light mechanism in there can shine outwards. So let's go and set up all this glass and then go ahead and trim this square down to a circle. Now the inside of this is also going to be mangrove planks because we need to make something that is going to actually churn the light. And if we do a red stone contraption here, that should be good. But let's first build some stairs. And also a mangrove railing. Now that the top is done, you can see up and out into the non-existent ocean. Look at all that green. Just think, if you're colorblind, maybe that would be blue. I don't know how colorblind works. Kind of, but mostly don't. So the next thing is we have this stairway. Every floor, I'm just gonna make it out of the pink terracotta. So this is where we're gonna bring out our cobble. What we are gonna do is we're gonna make this interior eventually to just be kind of sections for what you would imagine happen in a lighthouse, which I'm not sure. So this will be interesting.
I found you in a crowded, empty place. You felt familiar, but I didn't know your face. As we're standing in the room, the roar of the silence submerged us. Our connection felt so strong.
That the stairs are done. There's one thing we need to do. We need to build a floor down here. So I'm gonna quickly use this glazed terracotta and get that done. As you may know, if you've watched my channel before, I really do like glazed terracotta. Now there's little flowers all over the floor. I like how it turned out. And all this, the stairs are completely done. Now, let's see, I decided to go ahead and make the lighthouse top windows, and we got this thing. So it's just a bunch of observers on top of each other. Have our top floor is a little bit different because there's no stairwell up, so we just have a ladder just so we could put this in. And so now, if we go ahead and make it nighttime, look at it! It's so cool! I am very happy with that. And that, my friends, is a completely random pink and red lighthouse. I rate it an 8 out of 10. That's it for Will It Work? I'm Shadow, and I'll see you around. Bye!